1. No matter how much a person knows, they can never bury themselves. 2. When in a public space, it is the face that one usually seeks out first before any other part of the body. 3. If the vulture fails to hover at the end of a sacrifice, then you know that something has happened in the land of spirits. 4. If you continue pursuing a child maliciously, you may make him or her to gain favor and prosper. 5. One does not find things that belong to the spirits in the land of humans. 6. The crying of the world does not reach the spirit world. 7. Alpha divination is common sense knowledge. 8. Alpha divination is the supernatural being force used to explain elements of the unknown. 9. A person's name is their cheese name. 10. Deliberation must follow the AFA divination session. 11. An old woman does not grow old when it comes to dance steps she knows how to dance. 12. If a snake fails to show its venom or display the actions that make it a snake, little kids will use it in tying firewood. 13. Mankind cannot exist without the manifest spirit of God. 14. Agwu seldom forgets its offspring. 15. Agwu resides in the genes. 16. Agwu is a legacy of the earliest primal emanations of cosmic natural life. 17. The name one calls their dog is what it answers. 18. Igbos follow the tradition of 4 market day cycle and 4 cosmic paths. 19. The body is the temple of one's divine spiritual essence. 20. The body is the house of the universal mind. 21. The hand that has known much toiling will eventually know much feasting. 22. The palm that holds wealth holds power. 23. When the leopard suffers a weakened hand, the deer will come for its payback. 24. When the touting vulture is finally in hand, it will prove its titular legitimacy. 25. When the right hand washes the left hand equally washes the right hand. 26. A person is known by their handwork. 27. All beings have unique destinies and, as such, are uniquely endowed. 28. A bag fell from the palm tree and a hen rushed and pecked at it. The bag asked the hen, "My friend, since when have we become enemies?" 29. Wisdom is the way. 30. There are various leaves in the bush, but people go in to look for okazi leaves. 31. Wealth is enmity. When a child gains wealth, they gain enemies. 32. After flying, the termites will fall to be eaten by the toad. 33. Wealth makes the heart strong. 34. When wealth reaches home, the wealthy person will be known. 35. Who knows how water entered into the stalk of the pumpkin? 36. Observing the moon and the sun. This primordial pattern is only altered during eclipses. 37. An elder is not told to come out from under the sun. 38. One does not abandon a battle because of fear of being killed. 39. A pregnant stomach cannot be covered with the hand. 40. The land sold by spirits is clearly beyond human redemption. 41. One does not stand in one place to watch a dancing masquerade. 42. No one carries off the land or permanently dominates it, for it owns all and sundry. 43. When the eye starts crying, the nose follows suit. 44. The eyes that sees bad but does not lose faith will equally see good. 45. The eye that beholds the eagle should admire the eagle. You don't see the eagle daily. 46. Eyes that see the eagle should praise it. 47. The tears of an old man appears in the color of Anzu, the sacred white chalk. 48. If the sun consumes 7 cycles and stands, the earth will back it, with uli expressions. 49. We are here to live out our lives in the most productive ways as possible. 50. When one climbs the 7 hills to struck 7 mystic heights, they will be rewarded with 7 meals, attain higher states of consciousness. 51. Any deity that has a child as its chief priest does not hesitate to kill an offender. 52. If an oracle foments too much trouble, it will be shown the wood it was carved from. 53. When gossip lasts for a week, it starts flying. 54. A sheep that wants to grow horns should ask the ram how its neck feels. 55. The sheep said that inasmuch as it does not know how to dance, if musicians pass in front of its father's house and it does not know what to do, it will start jumping. 56. When a wise one is instructed, they understand. Instructed don'ts, they lose their head in the bush. 57. The toad says that he has decided to take a combat posture because he has been informed that the person coming to his house is a good wrestler. 58. The back of cooking pot tells the fire that it is not good for an old man to mope at a black object all the time. 59. Chi brings what it wants to create at dusk, while dawn commences creation, reveals the creative act. 60. A person whose chi did not conspire against them has no reason to fear anything. 61. Look for a black goat while it is still daytime. 62. The Creator is ever aware of all that He created, and so should all creation remain in the awareness of His existence and presence. 63. God gave the sacred Ofo staff to Allah, the primal earth spirit, to eventually hand it to human beings. 64. The Supreme Spirit is the Supreme Smith, for the process of creation was the first and original act of smithing. 65. The Supreme Spirit is omnipresent in creation. 66. A dibia is naturally endowed with their gifts from birth. 67. The dibia is a spirit masquerading in human body. 68. A dibia that calls down the rain should not fear the thunderstorm that follows. 69. The dibia is a highly creative spirit, eluding and transcending all human set categories. 70. The palm wine tapper does not reveal all he saw when he was at the top of his palm tree. 71. All the world's ordeal began at an oil bean tree. 72. Where a person falls is where their chi pushed them down. 73. Where a person who runs reaches, a person walking will also reach. 74. Wherever one finds oneself in this life, there they strive to perfect or sustain. 75. The primordial realm from which one came into this physical world never stops reaching out to them. 76. Where you find fire, you find human existence for fire, and life are one. 77. If the assistance of the brave is appealed for at the warmonger's place, the brave would take up his shield or armor. 78. The beauty of Edeala's sacred expression lies in the calmness of its scribe. 79. Let the kite perch and let the eagle perch too. If one says the other cannot, let its wing break. 80. The universe moves in the same way as the Okoso cosmological game. 81. If the belly is not afraid, then it should take the lead. 82. The cow that has no tail, it is its chi god that chases away flies for it. 83. A mirror is not used to look at something worn on the hand. 84. Clean and upright hands is always far more effective than all mystic solutions. 85. If abundance is used to make a path, when little comes, it will pass. But if little is used to make a path, when abundance comes, it will get stuck. 86. Elimeli, festivities, is used in making consent and agreeableness, while ufulu, emptiness and hunger, is used in fashioning resentment, dissension, and stubbornness. 87. When the mighty is praised for what they have done, they will do more. 88. One who has never submitted to anything will soon submit to the burial mat. 89. Ekwensu, the eagle that pecked the evil serpent. 90. May Ekwensu take away the strength of evil spirits. 91. Ekwensu, the mysterious leopard of the spirit realm, the mystical shapeshifter. 92. Taking the appropriate reward or less does not kill or destroy a dibia. What destroys a dibia is overcharging or extorting, charging too much for his service. 93. The mushroom said that if the child prevents it from walking, it will prevent the child from doing its chores. 94. The work of creation was originally shared. 95. A hasty climber will make a sudden fall in the end. 96. When a child is treated as their mates, they become happy. 97. In rituals and sacrifices directed towards the Supreme Being, it is the son that is naturally called upon. 98. The world is a grand vacation experience. After enjoying it, we return home. 99. There is no part of the palm tree that goes to waste. 100. The rope knows the parcel, and the parcel knows the person who wrapped it. 101. When a fowl is sacrificed to two deities, they will kill a human to complete it. 102. A goat that dies in a barn was not killed by hunger. 103. When a king leaves, another king will replace him. 104. The tortoise said that trouble is its own. That's why it carries trouble on its back. 105. The tortoise said that many hands at work is enjoyable, but many mouths to feed can be stressful. 106. The tortoise said that it always travels with its musical instrument in case it meets other musicians. 107. Truth is life. Falsehood is death. 108. The wholesomeness of the sun's force is detectable on its face. 109. Eat cocoyam with caution because it is a great spirit. 110. Let the he-goat continue to grow beard alongside his owner. On the Eek market day, it shall be decided who will drag the other to the marketplace. 111. Both the shadow and the perceived bodily dance of the leopard are one and the same. 112. If you neglect your energy, it will turn and act against you. 113. What is learned is greater than what is concocted. 114. Wherever something stands, something else will stand beside it. 115. When a thing consumes 7 cycles, it leaves. 116. What an elder sees while sighting down. If a child climbs on a chair, they won't see it. 117. What saves also kills, and what kills also saves. 118. There is time for everything. 119. All that one will be resides on their face. In the final analysis, the face is the greatest. 120. Anything whose time is due takes. 131. Whatever one obtains by crooked means leaves one's possession by crooked means. 132. Whatsoever one's actions are, they must be prepared to face the consequences. 133. When you see a mouse laughing at a cat, know there's a hole nearby. 134. When something greater than the cricket enters its hole, it takes off. 135. An arrow shooter's face fetches only shallow laughter. 136. The quick pace of the dog does not mean battle. 137. A fly that has no advisor follows the corpse to the grave. 138. The uninitiated drinks with an ordinary cup. but a buffalo's horn is earned. 139. If you allow a handshake to wander past your elbow, it becomes an invitation for something else. 140. The owl never cries in vain. 141. Idioms are the oil Igbo people use to lubricate their speech. 142. The head of the sacred royal python is at Nobi, its tail is at Niue. 143. The head that disturbs the wasp will be stinged. 144. A head that longs to be efficacious should correspondingly assume the quality of Ikenga. 145. Let's keep making sacrifices. Let the gods take the blame. 146. It is because of karma, that the fire left the pot and killed what is inside the pot. 147. Different groups of people speak in different tongues, dialects, but when the throat is cleared, it conveys the same meaning. 148. The tortoise says that if one stronger than it decides to fight, it will quickly convert the duel into ordinary wrestling. 149. The days one's chi agrees to get lost. If one enters even one's compound farmland, one will get lost there. 150. On the day that one's chi agrees to leave this realm in death, even if they hide themselves in a catacomb or hole under the earth, death will meet them there on arrival. 151. Migbada, the animal, says that what is pursuing it does not allow it to catch what it is pursuing. 152. Whenever one wakes up from sleep is their own morning. 153. When a sane person leads 9 mad people across, what we know is that 10 mad people have passed. 154. The Igbo time fence is 4 as the 5th one was stolen or eliminated. 155. Difficulties constrain a warrior, but overcoming those difficulties is what makes them a warrior. 156. A person cannot be greater than their chi. 157. Humans are chai, destiny helpers, to each other. 158. A human being, the enlightened one, is a synthesis of fire and water. 159. Human beings are like water holding pots placed on a fire stand. 160. Human beings are incarnated spirits. 161. When someone steps on chicken feces, 3 things have been smeared: the foot that stepped on it, the fingers they used to touch the feces to smell, and the nose that smelt the feces. 162. What a person asks a dibia asks their chi. 163. When 2 people are fighting, the third person on meeting them proceeds to bring them to order. 164. Human beings sprouted from the ground. 165. Madu, the enlightened one, is the sacred Ikoro wooden slit drum with which the Supreme Spirit consolidated all creation. 166. Water does not blemish the teeth, no matter how much one drinks it. 167. Water is the primal stirrer of life. 168. The rain that falls on the eagle also washes its body. 169. Water has no enemy. 170. The spirit-sourced spirit world do not hear the second word. 171. Spirit and human beings are in constant communication, but the ignorant one does not know. 172. The medicine man told the he-goats he'll do a growth divination for it, but the he-goats replied that he shouldn't bother. Rather, he should conduct a divination for long life for him, that a living person must grow. 173. A finger is never bigger than the nostril of its owner. 174. The hole in the compound wall, though which a she-goat went through, when his child comes along, it will go through with ease. 175. There is pleasure in patience. 176. Those who defecate at night see the ghost's grasshopper. 177. The river will not reverse its flow because a king is born. 178. All lizards lie on their stomach, but you cannot tell which one has a stomach ache. 179. The mother kite that bundled 300 pieces of firewood and loaded it onto its child and returned into the bush to gather some more. On being asked whether it was not enough, she said no, that it only remained 3 extra bundled heads of firewood with which she will cook her spirit cocoyam soup. 180. What a person earns, let them face it. 181. The mouse-like creature that saw a hawk and runs. Did the hawk ever accept to carry it? 182. Does basket fetch water? Does the tortoise shell ever really roast? 183. The dog says that even though it knows that grass could be sweet to eat, it does not want to taste it for fear of being labeled a goat. 184. Material prosperity is only admired. It cannot be taken to the grave. 185. The dog asked the person it sent to buy a chair to bring back its money because it is used to squatting. 186. The firewood in a land will be enough to provide food for all its inhabitants. 187. The knife cut that was made on the palm of the hand is remembered when one ventures to wash the hands. 188. The crab asked his father to use what he would use, to buy it an ear, to buy an eye instead, because whatever the eye sees does not require a witness. 189. Wise old lady sage that knows everything and tells everything without reservation. 190. The spirits should not maltreat humans, but humans should equally not offend the spirits. 191. When the baby wren is growing, it looks like it would be bigger than its mother. 192. If a child lifts his father, his scrotum will blindfold him. 193. When a child who is not mature inquires about what happened to their father, what happened to their father will happen to them. 194. If a child tries to tie wrapper before maturity, 1. When the wind blows, it will carry both the child and the wrapper. 195. A child who knows their fathers has consequently known their ancestors. 196. If a child washes their hands, they can eat with revered elders. 197. The child that dances surugede music does not know that surugede music is a performance for spirits. 198. A baby on its mother's back does not know that the road is long. 199. A hot soup should be licked gently. 200. Our wife, let midnight come and we will know whose wife she really is. 201. When that water boils, it naturally seeks to escape its holding pot. 202. The small person should fetch small firewood. The big person should fetch big firewood. 203. It is the diviner's voice that has authority and not the voice of the ignorant. 204. It is from a person's work that their chi manifests their best self. 205. It's the closeness of the trees that makes the movement of the monkey so graceful. 206. It is only a badly tied catapult that can snap when it is time to shoot it. 207. It is not the same mouth, verbal approach used to borrow money that is used to repay them. 208. It is not the way bitter cola sounds when being chewed that it tastes in the mouth. 209. If you bring a bat into the light, you will offend it. 210. If we decide to wait for every pregnant person to give birth, then you know that those who delivered first might become pregnant again. 211. It is a person who has no relative that can be seen carrying their bag while dancing. 212. It's only the child that cracks palm nuts and gives it to an elder that enjoys the elder's protection whenever the stone is in dispute. 213. An ikenga that does not fulfill its purpose will be turned into firewood. 214. Laughter doesn't push anyone, people willingly fall for it. 215. When an advanced dibia offers a sacrifice, it is as if it was delivered into the waiting hands of the fairies. 216. He who chases a chicken will fall and the chicken will get away. 217. Let what exists at a foreign land be theirs. 218. There is never a time when spittle will ever be enough for washing hands. 219. It is not good that a person who owns dog should still be seen barking. 220. The guinea fowl swallowed stone and began to question its mother if her belly is exuding heat. 221. Time waits for no one. 222. Ojin, even if it fails to achieve resonance, it unfailingly achieves its natural entitlement. Tancom. 223. The sound bitter cola makes when chewing, it does not correspond with its taste. 224. Cloth should fit me because my father dressed me with it. It is not a small cloth. 225. When a charm becomes ripe, it becomes an oracle / a deity. 226. The less knowledgeable does not discern that the dog is in deep thought and mistakes it to be asleep. 227. A miscreant with knowledge of medicine spells doom for his kinsman. 228. The ignorant person professes to know all there is, an abomination. 229. Ofo is greater than poison or evil. 230. It's one mother that gives birth, but it is not the same chi that is created. 231. It is not only one person that hears the sound of a gun. 232. Those who have palm kernel should give to the grass cutter because the grass cutter does not climb trees. 233. The one who takes it easy will hardly get hurt. 234. The just and the truthful person is never lost in a journey. 235. The rat in the house told the rat outside that there's fish on the grill. 236. The ocean never swallows a person with whose leg it does not come in contact. 237. If an elder misbehaves, there will be no cane in the bush. 238. Creation is an ever-expanding body of water that swallows even the ocean of the earth. One cannot swim its entire span. 239. Creation was the first accomplished work of smithing. 240. The pepper tree is only climbed by means of cautious encirclements. 241. Circular pattern is the movement of the snake, i.e. spirit. 242. A cap fits best on its owner's head. 243. It is the exercise of wisdom and intellect that epitomizes the beauty of being human. 244. The expert artisan advises that the material of work should also be one with the mind of the craftsperson, and the mind of the craftsperson should also be one with their material medium of work. 245. the first word or answer, has reached or been programmed into universal consciousness. 246. Igbo communication is in metaphors and subtleties. It is up to the eager mind to pursue and decipher the meanings of the alluded references in nature. 247. The first word is the first to get to Chukwu's residence. 248. Igbo communication is in metaphors and subtleties. It is up to the eager mind to pursue and decipher the means of the alluded reference in nature. 249. Does the fowl eat for the food to enter into the goat's stomach? 250. Are hens extinct in human settlements for the kites to begin to carry off tortoises? 251. The chicken that frowns at the cooking pot should remember the knife that killed it. 252. When the fowl farts, the ground becomes a nuisance. 253. A drunken fowl has not met a mad fox. 254. The chicken says it looks up when drinking water because what kills it comes from the sky. 255. The chicken said that if a place is swept, it will defecate there, but if it's beaten, it will die. 256. Agwu is the human being, and the human being is Agwu. 257. It is the human being that is hidden in the tortoise of Igbo tales. 258. An enlightened person who has taken baths in the ocean. Wisdom, granted vision, cleansing, etc. should show their appreciation, for even the egret is always grateful to the sea after taking its bath. 259. Vision is but a nature of the bird, thus it cannot be exchanged. 260. All the wrong acts done by human beings are heaped on the tortoise in Igbo tales, but it's also the human being that discovered that the tortoise is aware of this and actually nodded in concurrence. 261. Whatever you are doing, make sure you are doing right. 262. Whoever sins should suffer for his or her offenses. 263. Exposing your wards and family to suffer for your offenses is not a good thing. 264. When a people or civilization reaches its spatial temporal zenith, it will diffuse into fragments. 265. Tell a child to wash their body, they will wash their stomach. 266. The more you strike the tortoise shell, as in Afa music, the clearer you see the spirits. 267. Eating food and not taking snuff makes it appear as if was taken with annoyance. 268. When an evil person is used to lock the gate, it only means that the gateway is still open. 269. One's nature is spelt on their face, while their destiny is literally heaped on their palms. 270. The mouse that eats will work, the hands that works will eat. 271. The mouth that spoke bad will speak good. 272. A new moon must complete its cycle before exit. 273. The moon has gone to visit her husband. 274. There is nothing the eyes will see that will make it to shed blood. 275. It's odd that a person does not eat rats, but uses their teeth to share it for the children. 276. Nothing is new in the world. 277. No one truly knows the origins or roots of the Igbo, for they emerged simultaneously with the universe, and thus their being transcends the created world. 278. There is no one who can become a fulfilled person that will not be influenced by the Spirit of God. 279. No one shall ever eat up or chew God's head. Everybody must return. God adhered to God. 280. If the yam used in sacrifice does not die prematurely, it will eventually germinate. 281. One who does not know the bitterness of anything will surely not appreciate the sweetness of another. 282. Let no one take a child's grasshopper from him just because it's meaty. 283. One who does not answer when their name is called, know that they have died. 284. When a bad dancer is dancing, it's the eyebrows of their people that itch. 285. One that is rejected does not reject themselves. 286. The person who asks questions will never miss their way. 287. The madman says that he does not yet want to cry out all his tears since he will still need it on the day of his own death. 288. Anyone who tries to overtake their chi will outrun themselves. 289. One who started cooking before another has more steady pots than the other. 290. One who their chi did not pull down will remain unharmed. 291. Anyone who wishes to count the teeth of an old woman only needs to offer her drink that tastes sour. 292. A person who pays respect to the great will be acknowledged by greatness. 293. The one who sees a human being has seen the universe in its entirety and profundity. 294. If one remains silent, unconcerned, or aloof, one's chi would also remain silent, unconcerned, and aloof. 295. When one completes a circumambulation of the house, they'll run into themselves again. 296. If one fails to lick his lips, Harmattan will lick it. 297. Idedu person, which is simplified as a very dull person, totally wanting in or totally lacking in charisma, and who is spiritually impotent, cannot potentiate Ogwu. 298. No one who has things going well for them goes to the house of a dibia. 299. A careless person does not wear the masquerade. 300. A person who holds another down in the mud must stay in the mud to keep them down. 301. One who uses a lizard for sacrifice is a person whose ogu is in good standing. 302. When a person makes up their mind on anything, their chi will be in agreement. 303. Blinking bitterly at a noble is just admiration. 304. One who avoids laughter should have nothing to do with chewing stick brushing their mouth. 305. One who eats a python does not have any moral ground to give advice to another who eats a tortoise. 306. Anyone in this temporal reality called life is actually experiencing a kind of super deep sleep. 307. The artist's craft adept often appears to wear a frown in the process of their work. 308. The traveler has more knowledge than the gray-haired person. 309. Whoever tries to pry deeply into the spirits will end up seeing their chi. 310. A person who has a community of people is greater than an individual with only money. 311. Any person with a fully functioning head owes God the task of discernment. 312. When one erects the four walls of the rectangular or square compound, the spirits would know their residence. 313. One who says that something is sweet should say what it tastes like. 314. Everybody knows that there is great difference between epilepsy and convulsion. 315. Everyone claims to wild the Ofo, but only the Ofo knows who truly wilds it. 316. Every being and their chi are one and the same. 317. The one who brings kola brings life. 318. When one is granted the privilege of waking up to behold another day, they should thank the Supreme Creator. 319. The person who abhors dog meat should not eat its soup. 320. The person who says they aren't aware that the stomach also birthed stone. What has it been using to process the monitor lizard? Nuere aguri. Meat that such a person have been consuming. 321. Whoever eats the genitals of a ram is indebted to inflammation of their own genitals. 322. A non-entity does not take the title of Omeokachie. 323. A person whose house is burning does not chase rats. 324. When a child is being chased, they will go to their mother's side of the family. 325. The tree that sees another and become envious, Ufa, the wild wind will cut it off. 326. The alligator pepper never fails to succeed on any message it takes on. It is always in good terms with spirit and man. 327. One who was predestined to become wealthy and as a result became wealthy from their youth. 328. The person who cooks or prepares ogili will invariably touch their finger containing particles of ogili on their own tongue. 329. When oil stains one finger, it will also soil the others. 330. Knowledge is never complete. Two heads are better than one. 331. One tree does not make up a forest. 332. The woodpecker said that its turned back on the world is merely resulting from its effort to gorge out appropriate hole in the Ogwe underworld tree from which to see deeply into the face of the sky. 333. It is for the efficiency of its balancing purpose that the human legs are distinguished in the general category of legs in the natural kingdom. 334. Light as we know it is a radiation from the divine boiling pot set in the sky by the Supreme Spirit. It is this light that guides all created beings. 335. If a daughter's corpse is not brought home to the family, it will show at the fortune tellers. 336. Salute the deaf. If the heavens don't hear, the earth will hear. 337. Throw bones out to the dog and leave it to fight with the spirits. 338. The most simple expression of a bird is wisdom to the dibia, coming from the spirit world. 339. The universal mind is a visitor. 340. The divine mind is a visitor to all and does not permanently reside in all life. 341. The one universal mind is an infinitely colossal forest of unfathomable diversity. One cannot fully meander through its entirety. Likewise, knowledge is a great forest. One can never cover its complete span. 342. Let Udara sprout in my backyard and also in my co-wife's domain. 343. The vulture said, he is indifferent about its wife's pregnancy. If the baby survives, they will give thanks to God, but if it dies, it becomes meat. 344. Some journeyed deep into the realm of wisdom, so that some can journey deep into the realm of empirical query. 345. A mature eagle feather will always remain pure. 346. Load that is tied is carried on the head. 347. The grasshopper that runs into the midst of fowls ends up in the land of spirits. 348. The oil bean pod, which when subjected to intensive heat, explodes, flinging its seeds far and wide into the forests, bushes. 349. A grasshopper roasting over fire, claims it is emitting fat. 350. When the breadfruit gets to its ripe season, it will fall. 351. When sleep becomes enjoyable, we snore. 352. The ground squirrel advises that those who walk should sometimes break into a trot in case the need to run arises. 353. The squirrel said, "Whosoever it meets on the road just before noon is not pursuing anything, but is instead being pursued by something." 354. A dead person shall have all the sleep they need. 355. The world is not our home. 356. If our universe is the first and original mystic furnace, then we human beings are inheritors of the mystic smithing hand of creativity. 357. This our world is a temporal zone of reality, much akin to a sleep experience, from which one eventually awakens onto a higher and greater reality. 358. The cosmos is a grand market. After trading, one returns to God. 359. The world is a moving musical cavalcade. If the tunes come your way, you dance along. 360. The universe is highly teeming, with activity dense with energy and firm in its place like iron. 361. The world is a grand masquerade. You can't appreciate its entirety from a single view or fixed point. 362. The universe is densely spirited. As iron, the world is as tough as iron. 363. The world is a colossal toga on the waist of the supreme divinity who resides high up. All created beings are bound within it. 364. Life is a gradual and delicate affair as a result of the primordial shattering of the first world. 365. The world revolves. Nothing is permanent. 366. The world is in constant changes. 367. The universe experiences ever arising and ever diminishing cyclic phases. 368. The universe and all its manifested aspects are the results of divine thought or mind. 369. The universe is an endlessly active furnace. 370. Existence is a process of descending to rise again continuously. When we reach the brim of growth, we divide again. 371. The blessed enjoys the world in its fullness. 372. The blacksmith that does not know how to make a gong should look at the tail of the kite. 373. Remove the palm of the monkey from the soup before it turns into the palm of a human being.